I never got a chance to see him. Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm the never tell me the truth. Mama just hung her head and said, your papa was a rolling star. Well, wherever he laid his hat was his home. Oh, he left us all alone. I said, your papa was a rolling star. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Oh, he left us all alone. Hey, mama, is it true what they say? Papa never worked a day in his life. Mama, bad talks going around town saying Papa had two outside church and another wife. Now that ain't right. Hey, Papa out there doing some storefront preaching. Spend most of his time chasing women and drinking. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. My mama just hung her head and said, your papa was a rolling star. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. Oh, he left us was alone. Can you hear me? Your papa was a rolling star. Well, wherever he laid his hat was his home. Oh, he left us was alone.
You might steer clear on St. Joseph's Day. The graveyard bones make a rattling sound. The dead get up and start walking around. You might not believe me, but I'll tell you it's true. And you would too, if it happens to you. I spent the night on the graveyard there, and what I saw gave me a terrible scare. Rattling bones, creeping around from behind the headstones. If you don't want to see them, then you best stay home, 'cause there ain't no running round the rattling bones. You may not believe me, but I tell you it's true, and you would too. It could happen to you. I spent the night in the graveyard there, and what I saw gave me a terrible scare. Rattling bones, creeping around from behind their headstones. If you don't want to see them, then you best stay home, 'cause there ain't no running from the rattling bones. Rattling bones, creeping around from behind their headstones. And if you don't want to see them, then you best stay home, 'cause there ain't no running round the rattling bones.
to New Orleans. It's the hottest city that you'll ever see. Gotta love them red beans, gotta love them collard greens. Way down south in New Orleans. If you're not from New Orleans, let me hear you scream. I hope you're feeling better now, like my homeboys do. When you're feeling down and out, and you feel there's no way out, you get dropped off in New Orleans. Have you ever been to New Orleans? It's the hottest city that you ever seen. Gotta love them red beans, you gotta love them collard greens. Way down south in New Orleans. If you're not from New Orleans, let me hear you scream. I hope you're feeling better now, like my homeboys do. When you're feeling down and out, and you feel there's no way out, you get dropped off in New Orleans. You get dropped off in New Orleans. Well, all right.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tulane University, or should I say, welcome back. We gather tonight for an important and treasured Tulane tradition, the coming together of all schools and colleges for a unified commencement ceremony. At long last, we are thrilled to celebrate, in person, the historic accomplishments of the class of 2020. The procession will begin promptly at 6:30 p.m. In the meantime, please get comfortable and enjoy the Tulane highlights playing on the screen.
Chill begins to burn at your very soul. That's the sweet touch of love. Oh, when just a drop of a name begins to sting your very toe. That's the sweet touch of love. Oh, yes it is. Just the thought of not seeing you would blow my mind. Oh, that's the sweet touch of love. Oh, yes it is. I was about to give up, but you came just in time with your sweet touch of love. Oh, yes, you did. You brought out the best in me, made me leave the rest of me behind. Oh, yes, you did. You delivered me from loneliness and loneliness. Oh, yes, and all that. I couldn't live without your love. You know it's true. I found joy I had been missing
cherry. Big and tall, feeling joy, heavy gate. Son of a gun, you had been fun on the bike. Tall, different joy, heavy view. Son of a gun, we had big fun on the bike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Baby, I'm so glad you were mine. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Baby, please don't ever leave me again.
How long has that train been gone? Tell me how long has that train been gone? I ain't had no real good loving, not since my baby been gone. Now where'd you wait it go? You know that I wanna know. Where'd you wait it go? You know that I wanna know. I ain't had no real good loving since my baby got on board. No. since my baby left town. Blow. Train been gone. Tell me how long has that train been gone? I ain't had no real good loving since my baby been gone. Now where did it go? You know that I want to know. Where did it go? Baby, I want to know. I ain't had no real good loving since my baby been gone. Oh.
Good evening and welcome to Tulane University. We gather tonight for a treasured Tulane tradition, the coming together of all schools and colleges for a unified commencement ceremony. At long last, we are thrilled to celebrate in person the accomplishments of the class of 2020. The procession will begin promptly at 6:30 p.m. In the meantime, we hope you enjoy the musical selections performed by Dr. Michael White in the original Liberty Jazz Band. Good evening. Please take your seats. We begin tonight's ceremony with the academic procession. Graduates of Tulane's 10 schools are now entering the field, led by 6 individuals bearing the university gonfalons. Ryan Bowden of Orange County, California. Frederick Dwayne Bell of Greensburg, Louisiana. Catherine Moransky of Springfield, Illinois. Jonathan Gutman of Sacramento, California. Mark Schwab of Los Angeles, California. And Joy Keon Pate of New Orleans, Louisiana. The class of 2020 has almost 3,000 graduates, and we are thrilled that more than 1,000 are here today. 1,600 students from the class of 2020 received undergraduate degrees from the schools of architecture, business, liberal arts, public health and tropical medicine, science and engineering, and professional advancement. Nearly 1,300 graduate and professional students received graduate degrees from the schools of architecture, business, law, liberal arts, medicine, public health and tropical medicine, professional advancement, science and engineering, and social work. The class of 2020 came to Tulane from across the globe. They represent all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and 55 countries across the world. They represent 122 distinct majors and 62 minors, ranging from accounting to urban studies. In their times as students, this extraordinary class has contributed almost 130,000 hours of community service. Please rise. Now please welcome members of the Tulane faculty and platform party. They are led by Professor Michael Cunningham, University Marshal, carrying the ceremonial mace, and graduates Lauren Elizabeth Gaines and Joseph Nicholas Sotil from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, bearing university gonfalons. Please be seated. Good evening and welcome to Tulane University. We are here tonight to celebrate in words and music the accomplishments of the extraordinary class of 2020. We begin tonight's ceremony by acknowledging and paying tribute to the original inhabitants of this land. The city of New Orleans is a continuation of an indigenous trade hub on the Mississippi River, known for thousands of years as Bulbanja. Native peoples have lived on this land since time immemorial, and the resilient voices of Native Americans remain an inseparable part of our local culture. With gratitude and honor, we acknowledge the indigenous nations that have lived and continue to thrive here today. And now please welcome Dr. Michael White in the original Liberty Jazz Band, accompanied by vocalist Yolanda Winze, for a musical invocation paying tribute to our great city of New Orleans.
Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day? I know I'm not wrong. The feeling's getting stronger the longer I stay away. Oh, those moss-covered vines and tall sugar pines where mockingbirds used to sing. And I love to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. Oh, the moonlight on the bayou, Creole tunes that fill the air. I dream of old magnolias in June, and soon I'm wishing I were there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans? 'Cause that's where you left your heart. And there's one thing more, I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans. That's where you left your heart. And there's one thing more, I miss the one I care for more than I miss New Orleans.
The president of Tulane University, Michael A. Fitz.
First, let me say thank you for that beautiful performance. I know every single person in this stadium knows in a very special way what it means to miss New Orleans. And who better to celebrate the class of 2020 than Dr. Michael White, an alumnus of Tulane and recipient of the Tulane's President's Medal and leading authority on the history of New Orleans jazz. And joining Dr. White and the original Liberty Jazz Band is Miss Yolanda Winze, also a Tulane alumna and a beloved Tulane employee for over 25 years. So let's give another big round of applause for Miss Yolanda Winze, Dr. Michael White, and the original Liberty Jazz Band. So, Tulane University class of 2020, welcome home. That is honestly the first time I have ever said that in a commencement address, and I am so happy to say it to you. Let me begin by recognizing all the wonderful people who are here today who've gotten you to this place. The moms and dads, brothers and sisters, grandmas and grandpas, friends and neighbors. You're all members of the Tulane family, and I am thrilled to welcome all of you home. Now, class of 2020, you left campus suddenly with any real way to say goodbye. You'd spent years here cultivating relationships and making this place your own. You always knew you would leave Tulane eventually, but you always thought it would be after Crawfest, after Jazz Fest, after you'd had the chance to share one more hug, one more meal, one more night in a city like no other. Instead, after became later, or maybe never. There were so many questions in those early days of the pandemic. There were easy, small questions like, who has a sourdough starter? Or did Carol Baskin really feed her husband to the tigers? But there were harder questions too. Will I get sick? Will I get my family sick? When will this be over? Will I ever see my Tulane friends again? It has taken 2 years to bring you to this moment, and those 2 years have been, well, they've not been boring. Since then, our campus has been through extraordinary changes. We've constructed 18 temporary buildings for socially distanced classrooms, conducted over 1 million PCR tests, and even took over a couple of downtown hotels for a year for quarantine and isolation space. I could go on and on about all the U-turns and pivots of the last 2 years, but the point is this: the things that define you, like your love for one another, your creative and innovative approach to life, and your resilience, those are the same characteristics that allowed Tulane to not only survive, but thrive in the pandemic. When we first honored you at Together's virtual commencement in 2020, we talked about that famous John F. Kennedy quote: the Chinese used 2 brush strokes to write the word crisis. One brush stroke stands for danger, the other for opportunity. In a crisis, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. For 2 years, you witnessed the intersection of danger and opportunity. You've seen it in medicine, in politics, in law, and in policy. You left Tulane and entered a world where the old rules were being rewritten. Inflation was no longer just for balloons. Masks were no longer just for Mardi Gras. Class of 2020, you graduated from college in a time when danger and opportunity converged. Since then, you survived a global pandemic. You navigated those first stressful steps of post-college life, steps that are difficult in any era, let alone this one. You've demonstrated resilience, flexibility, persistence, and this is kid, a good sense of humor. You faced a crisis, and you're not only still standing, you're moving forward. Each of you learned the most important lesson you can carry with you every day for the rest of your life. the knowledge that you can do hard things. You can move quickly, even in uncertainty. You can say goodbye to people you love, not knowing if or when you'll see them again. You can find the opportunity in danger, the beauty in tragedy, the progress in problems. You can do hard things. You've already done them. This is a lesson worth knowing because this will not be the only time you're called on to do hard things. Each of you have married tremendous aptitude with an exceptional education. You're leaders, innovators, and pioneers. You are prepared for extraordinary success in the years ahead. But regardless of your preparation, life will challenge you. You'll make mistakes and you'll make difficult choices. You'll certainly fail at something you try. Without a doubt, your heart will break. Life will make you do hard things. And so I ask you to remember, you can do hard things. And I don't tell you this as a warning, but as a plea. You must do hard things. Those are the only problems left. The easy things have been solved. I wish there was a light when I opened the refrigerator. Solved. If only we could attach wheels to a suitcase. Solved. How do I end world hunger? What do we do about health inequality? Who has a cure for the next pandemic? Those are the hard questions, and there are many, many more where those come from. But you, class of 2020, are ready to do the hard things. The world needs people who stared down a crisis, and you've already stared down several. The world needs leaders based on compassion and possibility. The world needs creative answers and the intersections of disciplines, and you are uniquely ready to meet that need. You came of age in a time of crisis, an era of danger and opportunity. Now, back on campus with familiar faces and longed-for friends, take this moment to celebrate all you've done. Remember all you have loved, and make peace with all you left behind in that fateful spring semester. But after this weekend full of crawfish and happy memories, face the future with hard-won confidence. I know you've got this, and deep down, so do you. Congratulations, class of 2020, and welcome home. Now it is my honor to welcome home tonight's commencement speaker. He is not just a fellow Tulane alumnus, class of 1988. He's an engineer, a Marine Corps pilot, and an astronaut. In 2020, as the commander of the spacecraft Endeavour, he flew into orbit, living and working at the International Space Station for 63 days. On board, he undertook numerous projects critical to the advancement of science and technology, from installing robotic tools for spacewalks to observing the Saharan dust plumes to better understand our climate, to advancing water conservation by learning how droplets form in shower heads. When he left Earth in 2020, we were in the early days of the pandemic. But those early days turned into weeks and months of change, isolation, and fear. In a society turned upside down by the pandemic, our speaker emerged as a brave, good-humored, inspirational leader for the world. A hero who demonstrated that you can do hard things, that great things are still possible, and that those great things begin at Tulane. Everyone, please join me in welcoming tonight's speaker, Colonel Doug Hurley.
Thank you. May 30th, 2020. I was sitting on the top of a rocket, getting ready to go into space. And I have to tell you, there are a lot of things that go through your mind when you're getting ready to leave the planet, especially in 2020. I was thinking about my family. You know, your family, when you get ready to go fly in space, your family can just watch. They're nervous, they're excited, they're worried, they're proud, but yet they're helpless. So you think about them. I thought about my crewmate, Bob Benkin, one of my closest friends in the world, my pilot for this mission. We'd been friends for 20 years, and I considered myself probably the luckiest guy to leave the planet that day because he was by far the best astronaut NASA has produced in the last 30 years. I thought a lot about the thousands of people that had built, designed, and put this spaceship on the launch pad. You know, you think about every one of them and all the work that went into it for those countless years to get us to that point. I also thought about it's the first flight of a human space vehicle in 30 years. So I felt a little bit of pressure. Not since 1981 with STS-1 had there been a new flight of a space vehicle. I also thought about my last flight on STS-135, which was the last space shuttle flight, and the 9 years it took to get us to this point. And now I was the commander. Now I had to make some timely, critical decisions, and like every other astronaut, just hope that I wasn't going to screw this up. Everybody was counting on us to accomplish this mission and get America back into space. I can't tell you how many challenges we dealt with, and I call them challenges. Other people call them failure. Other people call them disappointments. They call them setbacks. I call them challenges. And what I mean by that is we experienced several in the lead up to that flight over the 5 or 6 years we were involved with the design and development of the Crew Dragon. But then, as you're sitting there waiting to launch, you do have some just time where your mind wanders. And I thought about, how did I get here? You know, I thought about that 5-year-old kid back in Appalachian, New York. Anybody know where Appalachian, New York is? There you go. Thank you. It's a really small town in upstate New York, and I remember loving airplanes and being a science fiction nut. And then years later, I decided this is where I was going to go to college. And I went to my parents and I said, I want to go to Tulane. And they're like, Tulane? What is that? And and I said, it's a university in New Orleans, and I think that's where I should go. And they said, that's great. Figure out a way to pay for it. And I'm sure there are many parents out there that had the same question of their child. So literally a month later, there was a college information night at my high school. And this Navy officer stood up and talked about an NROTC scholarship. They pay for tuition and books and fees for you to go to a 4-year school. And then I started thinking, airplanes, pay to go to college, and I would have to join the military. This might be a good plan. And that's what I did. Off I went to Tulane in the fall of 1984 and had 4 just incredible life-changing years here. Between Navy ROTC, the School of Engineering, I grew up, I matured, I learned so much about the wonderful culture of this city, and it prepared me for everything that was to follow. That included a commissioning in the Marine Corps as a second lieutenant, a career as a fighter pilot, then a test pilot, and then that day in July of 2000 when I got a phone call from NASA asking if I wanted to come down there and join the effort to fly into space. Of course, those are the kind of phone calls that you never believe you're going to have, but it happen? And of course you say yes. I had to wait a long time to fly, as most of my classmates did. There was a large number of astronauts. We had a terrible accident in 2003. We lost the shuttle Columbia. But that time came on STS-127 in 2009, my first flight, and then as I'd said, my second and last shuttle flight, and the last shuttle flight of NASA's history in 2011. I honestly looked around after we landed. I remember sitting on the runway at Kennedy just after we had landed on STS-135, and you could see the people in the vehicles starting to come up to the orbiter. And I remember thinking, now what? Because the space shuttle program was over. That was the last flight. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I didn't have a lot of time to think about it because my wife, also an astronaut, was getting ready to go fly for 6 months on the International Space Station. So my job became maintain the family, maintain the household, support my wife while she was in space. Thank you. It was an incredible experience, especially being the single parent at that point to a 3-year-old. I was way out of my league, but we managed. After my wife got back safely at the end of 2013, then it was time to start thinking about what was next, not only for our careers, but maybe for our family. And then my boss came to me and said, hey, are you interested in flying in space again? And I said, maybe, if it's the right thing to do, because your whole perspective changes when you have a family, and the risks that you take have to be worth it. Anyway, that opportunity came along, and they said, hey, we want you to fly on the first SpaceX test flight. As a test pilot, a fighter pilot, this was a once-in-a-generational opportunity to be able to fly a space vehicle for the first time. So this is where, as I said before, the challenges started. This new company, SpaceX, had never flown people in space before. They were trying to revolutionize the industry. They were trying to change the way we did space business. And there were times where it was pretty bleak. We had started working with them to develop the spacecraft, and in 2016, while we were working out there was a routine fueling of the rocket where they would fire the engines for a short time just to make sure it was ready to go for a launch. There was a Facebook payload on board that rocket, and it blew apart into a million little pieces and took the launch pad with it. And so you're thinking, that is the rocket that I'm supposed to fly in just a couple years. And the team came together. You can have two reactions to this. You can sit there and go, we're never going to get there, or you can get to work and solve the problem, figure out what happened, and move on. And that's what we did. So we got into a routine. I was spending more and more time out in Los Angeles, which is the headquarters of SpaceX, than I was with my family back in Houston. And we thought we were making very good progress, to the point where now we're in 2019. And we're getting ready to do the first uncrewed test flight. Everything was looking good. The mission was a success. And I'm thinking, we've got this now. We're getting close. The team was ready to go. 6 weeks later, we were doing a test on the abort engines, which are the engines that would take us safely away from the rocket if the rocket had a problem during the ascent. The capsule that had just flown a successful test mission, uncrewed, blew up almost like that rocket did in 2016. We were so close. That was a tough one. I remember going home that night, and Karen and I had a pretty frank and honest conversation, because even though she's an astronaut, she really appreciated the gravity of that situation, how serious it was that we were literally a year away from flying, and we had blown up a capsule. So I really had to dig deep on that one. The team had to dig deep. We solved that problem and moved on. Now we're into 2020. We've got one more major flight test to go. It goes off without a hitch. This is January. Everybody knows what happened in March of 2020. Just when you think we're going to go fly in space, I start hearing these things. In fact, I was out at SpaceX training. You're hearing about this virus that's going around in the Far East. I've heard the word COVID for the first time, coronavirus for the first time. Sure enough, by the time we had gotten back to Houston at the end of that week, the world had shut down. You all remember how that changed everybody's existence. And certainly when we're this close to flying in space, it was like, what else can possibly go wrong? But once again, the team figured out a way to keep us safe. We figured out a way to finish our training. And now we're back on May 30th, 2020. Finally. Hopefully they're going to play a video now.
It's here in the launch position.
We copy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA. Go SpaceX. Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
America has launched. So rises a new era of American spaceflight, and with it the ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream.
So that was our graduation day, and it's absolutely my honor to be here for yours. You've earned it. It's taken you a little longer to get here. We were all on this journey in 2020, but here we are, and better for it. My heartfelt congratulations to you, the class of 2020. You are unique in history. Wear it as a badge of honor. It's just an incredible thing to be a part of. And the other thing I want you to think about and remember is all during your life, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have disappointments. You're going to have failures as you move forward through your personal life, through your professional life, you name it. The real difference you're going to make will be a function of those challenges you go through and what you do to overcome them. It is an absolute honor for me to be here to share this moment with you. I can't tell you how great it is to be back here. When Mike called and asked me to do this, it was like, yes, just tell me when I need to be there. Tulane was and is such a huge part of who I am and what I became. And I know it will be the same for you. One last thing, and then I'll get off the stage. Don't ever give up. It's not going to be easy, but just like today, it'll be worth it. Thank you.
What do they call that? The right stuff? Doug, it is truly an honor to have you here today. Tulane is so proud to call you one of our own. So 2 weeks ago, Netflix released a documentary about your historic return to space in the summer of 2020. In it, you said something that truly resonated with me. You said there are things that are risky, but if it results in a better world, maybe it's worth that risk. Here at Tulane, that's what we call not for oneself, but for one's own. Through your inspiring career and brave service to our country and world, you have lived every word of Tulane's motto. So on behalf of the entire university, I am honored to present you with the Tulane University President's Medal. This medal is the highest distinction I can bestow. It is reserved for heroes who inspire us with their contributions to the well-being and success of Tulane, New Orleans, and the world. Now, thank you, Doug. I should let everyone know that while you wanted to stay for the entire ceremony, you have to rush to the airport to catch a flight. Now, word has it that even astronauts fly Southwest and get stuck in boarding group C. So, literally, I'm curious, when you board a commercial flight, do the pilots just hand over the controls? It's got to be like Billy Joel and John Batiste walking into Pat O'Brien's. The piano players see them and say, just go ahead and take over. You're the expert. We'll leave it now to you. Is that what happens? Anyway, Doug, thank you for being here today and for inspiring our graduates, and safe travels. So class of 2020, you have all waited a long time for this moment. To gather in person as a class in your caps and gowns and walk across this graduation stage. This moment is finally here, so let's get started, okay? On behalf of the Tulane Board of Administrators, I am honored to begin the formal presentation of graduates from the extraordinary class of 2020.
Robin Foreman, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost.
Good evening. My title, Provost, signifies that I am the Chief Academic Officer of Tulane, and I have the privilege of overseeing the education and research missions of this remarkable institution. And it is my great honor to present the graduates from the Tulane Class of 2020. To give everyone a sense of how this portion of the ceremony will proceed, we'll introduce our graduates one school at a time, alphabetically, beginning with architecture. Within each school, the graduates will be introduced in the order of degree type. First, those receiving doctoral degrees, then master's degrees, and then bachelor's degrees. As each graduate crosses the stage, they'll be greeted by and shake hands with the dean of their school. We are thrilled that over 1,000 graduates are here with us tonight. And today is about honoring all of you and celebrating that important moment of crossing the stage. We ask that all of you please remain to the end of the ceremony so that those graduates at the end of the list share in the experience of being celebrated by their fellow graduates and their friends and families. And now, let's begin.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Architecture.
Austin Brianna Leanne Hogans.
Emily Zoe Nollenberg.
Maning Lan.
Lucy Olya Patricia Satsevich.
The following graduates have earned a 5-year Master of Architecture.
Abby Renee Boddingheimer.
Anna Rebecca Chu Noriega.
Jordan Albert Day.
Kariston Unique Edwards.
Caroline Victoria Garfield.
Harry Mitchell Feinstein.
Jacob James Smiley.
Jacob August Serber.
Isabella Cristina Sanier Trejo.
Caroline Farrell Zimmerman. Ming Ming Lin.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Sustainable Real Estate Development.
Reginald Mead. The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science in Architecture.
Evelyn Mary Bench.
Madeline S. Bizik.
Paulo Catani Reyes.
Lindsay Renee Campo.
Hazel Catherine Hegeman.
Ava E. Milanese.
Emma Catherine O'Keefe.
Colette Marie Vetter.
Amanda Ray Tannenbaum. Mark Lee Schaup. The following graduates have earned a Master of Accounting.
Jack Tyler Chasanoff.
Monica Isabel Hurtade Martinez. Okay, we did not.
And this is our esteemed Dean of the school, A.B. Freeman School of Business, Justina Stefania Pashutaya.
Kevin Jonathan Qualman. No, you should get that one.
Wyatt Bradley Vasco.
Jennifer and Wade. The following graduates have earned a Master of Business Administration.
Catherine Elaine Acuff.
Raúl Andrés Cañete González.
Kimberly Ortiz Carter.
Wendy Covillon French.
Stacy Marie Dawson.
Challen Edward DeLon.
Luis Flores.
Tara Angelina Desco.
Chung Kwok Hui.
Henry Ryle Gunn.
Tracy Lynn Johnson.
Carlos Wesley Jackson.
Francisco Jose Kunzman Porcil.
Maimuna Diawara Keita. Kevin Joseph Lagrace Jr.
Carlos Alejandro Ortega.
Heather Ann Lane. Alex Antonio Perdomo Hernández. Jesús Andrés Pérez Ludueña.
Andres Pinto.
Give me that. Lucas Rosello Henricks.
Ernesto Jose Vallejo.
Zachariah Rollins Sokolsky.
Patricia Lynn McCarty.
Jared Bennett Spencer.
Micah Cole Schilling.
Thomas C. Stewart.
Melvin James Williams.
Rosemary Weatherby.
Chan Yat Wong.
Renisha Simmons Woodard.
Susan Mona Yusuf.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Business Analytics.
Quincy Toland Alves.
Michelle Claire Delaney.
Alexandra Caitlin Perry.
Jordan Michael Friedman.
Thomas Lee Jones. The following graduates have earned a Master of Finance.
Fuad Sayed Alim. James
Roland-
Oliver Gear.
Roland David Barrios.
Samuel Lee Johnson.
Justin Exu Nagamo King.
Rodolfo Tinoco.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Management.
Stefano Boscolo.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Management in Energy.
Joseph Bruce Bartlam.
Lance Robert Coase.
Lola Suni Reagan.
Rulan Wang.
Gustavo J. Segura.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science in Management.
Hunter Joseph Abdallah.
Claire Ashley Blinton.
Quinn C. Anderson.
Madison Grace Blair.
Ryan Joseph Bowden.
Nicholas D. Abington.
Jackson Robert Arnab Burns.
Emily Rachel Arvison.
Justin Michael Bain.
Brina Marie Baird.
Blake Maxwell Byrne.
David Jacob Berman.
Ryan Jarrett Angerthal.
Jonah Albert Schwartz.
Matthew Jason Bastis.
Benjamin R. Armour.
Josephine Marie Barton.
Hayden Maxwell Brader.
Matthew Scott Baum.
Daniel Mark Descal.
Jonathan Brett Emmerman.
Jason Poon.
Eric Arsenuman.
Jacob Foreman Deitch.
Harrison William Iceberg.
Lauren Joe Miller.
Nicole Goldman.
Jordan Rose Katz.
Drew Berger.
Eve Colette Baher.
Elena Sasha Indris Butler.
William Robert Creedon.
Carl Laddle Briggs Jr.
Shane Michael Broom.
Julia Monette Brucker.
Sebastian Burke.
Ariana Maria Kakulidis.
Sophie Pearl Cohen.
Emerson Rose Cody.
Justin Robert Blywis.
Andrew Jacob Carr.
Joshua Max Diamond.
Casey Ann Coletta.
Annika Elise Behringer.
Caroline Macy Davis.
Tessa Marie Curry.
Noah Dassa.
Mary Grace Klein.
Shannon O'Neill Fahey.
Mandy Ann Ennis.
Kyla Nicole Casas.
Evan Benjamin Cohen.
Ryan Wales Busey.
Elena Deborah Israeli.
Rebecca Elizabeth Ellis.
Samuel C. Gallanter.
John Blackston Carroll.
Alyssa Joy Gainsley.
John Calvin Connolly.
Jack Ryan Campbell.
Haley Celeste Donaldson.
Caitlin Ainsley Doyle.
Courtney Meredith and Evanson.
Sophie Drew.
Shale Highbloom.
Ava Michael Fisher.
Wad Alsheri.
William Montgomery Forrester.
Chloe Hartog.
Tyler Lance Garber.
Alexa Sidney Melnick.
Natalie Ann Forsman.
Margaret Mary Byrne.
Christina Deborah Brown.
Alex Ann Britz.
Caitlin Emerson Battelle.
Nadine Sylvia Isley.
Julian B. Freedom.
Brandon Harris Faust.
Robert Manuel Feynman.
Shane D. Friedman.
Ryan Michael Friedsam.
Nicholas Charles Franzoni.
Julia Brooke Garfinkel.
Sarah Rose Gerstel.
Kelly Ann Geintart.
Merrick Lee Glover.
Corey J. Dublin.
Alejandra Gonzalez Vargas.
Patrick J. Hurst.
Anne-Marie Grosjean.
Addison Price Greening.
Carrie McGinnis Hamill.
Julia Zoe Fox Rabinovich.
Louis Charles Lusterberg VI.
John Michael Hendricks.
Harrison Reed Grief.
Donovan J. DeMitt.
Ethan Isaac Housen.
Catherine E. Holcomb.
Lily Aaron Hutcher.
Lauren Hallie Friedman.
Xavier Robert Indeglia.
Anna Catherine Bax.
Julian Lawrence Kiernan.
Olivia Rose Johnson.
Eliza T. Levy.
Lucy Hirsch Jonas.
Alexander Gregory Leograndis.
Gabriella Lauren Marcus.
Colden Fougere Lundberg.
Christopher Grayson Lester.
Burke C. Jocelyn.
Max Henry Levy.
Her.
Madeline Grace Catan.
Thomas Daniel Lynch.
Jake Logan Kalinsky.
Miles Patrick Russo.
Henry M. Kelly.
Kara Louise Berger.
Samuel Parker Wetzel.
Jillian Samantha Kaufman.
Shay Arian Kibben.
Colleen Ann Kincaid.
Esther Lee.
Saskia Natsumi Kepler.
Rachel Tara Larson.
Alyssa Leah Levine.
Evan Lester Lazarus.
Daniel Bruce Levin.
Jordan Colbert.
Ryan Lewis Kramer.
Joshua Stephen Lacoste.
William Oliver Maloney.
Richard John Service Lacarney.
Lucas William Manthe.
Lara Michelle Meekus.
Julia Liquori.
Eileen Nicole Murphy.
Riley Claire Morris.
Patrick Riley McDonough.
Ryan Edward McNamara. Sarah E. Hellman.
Anna Matamana.
John Brewster Oley, the fourth.
John Colian Norman.
Michael James Montgomery.
Paulina Minavalva.
Peter Tiger Moo.
Evan Paul Murphy.
Matthew Isaac Mutnick.
Arshivi R. Patel.
Mason Scott Piercy.
Samuel Eli Neustadt.
Benjamin William Palmer.
Murat Cam Ogaturk.
Jackson Rauch Moreno Field.
Chira Patel.
Zachary Tyler Rares.
Benjamin Abraham Grossman.
Jennifer Hatukwan.
Jordan Benjamin Ravens.
Kara Michelle Rosamilia.
Jane Ilyana Ross Trevor.
Catherine Kehoe Lassen.
Coralie Noel Liberto.
Ashley O'Neill Keating.
Alex Michael Tank.
Cole Maxwell Spanierman.
Michael Avery Siegel.
Jeremy Elias Regan.
Andy Sophia Regan.
Alyssa Lauren Reiner.
Nicole Ryan Rose.
Brianna DL Self.
Michael Stephen Sepstich.
Samantha Way Ryan.
Nama Shemish.
Zachary Tyler Seymour.
Sarah Grace Young.
Chandler Steinbrück.
Declan Rogers.
Sloan Renee Shoemaker.
Mila Kate Stern.
Elizabeth Maureen Webster.
Sierra Elizabeth Reynolds.
Emily Ann Sommer.
Rachel Elizabeth Wells.
Alexandra June Westlake.
Ryan Michael Starker.
Noah Evan Reimer.
Ethan J. Neustorf.
Anna Schuster.
Samantha Hope Spanovich.
Hannah Jane Wolfberg.
Lucy Mitchell Ward.
Paige Alexa Weiss.
Rebecca Beth Stellman.
Catherine Claire Weatherby.
Chase Matthew Stockwell.
Brandon Paulo Struthers.
Hallie Margaret Tackett.
Neil Pear.
Jose Luis de Mora Perez.
Maria Abascal Canovas.
Celia Bodolan Franginanillo.
Victor Pascual Viduesa.
Luis Vicero Gonzalez Lumuño.
Nicole Isabella Shufflin.
Manuel Rueda Jambrina.
Maria Olivia Siambras.
Carolyn Elizabeth Seward.
Duncan O'Hara Wilgos.
Hunter Garrett Shockett.
Dylan Cole Sifferer.
Tristan Edward Ziegler.
Mikhail Saplotowski.
John Y.P. Wood.
Andrew Shea Zuckerman.
Isabel de Obaldia.
Samantha Ann Zorn.
Jordan Bruno Linsker.
Andrew Mark Greer.
Darren Thomas Newman.
Andrew John Flam.
Bye.
The law school, represented by Dean David Meyer.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Jurisprudence.
Phoenicia Indira Bennett.
Shauna Marie Bennett.
Madeline Christine Cornell Desher.
Elizabeth Ann Gubo.
Stacy Diane Hagar.
Natalie Nicole Hernandez.
Lindsay Maria Laviada.
Mayela Macias.
Robert Fred Oberstein.
Crystal Yvette Monique Polite.
Kristen Ann Riley.
Joanne Melissa Rivera.
Brittany Renee Robinson.
Suzanne Cassandra Sandoval.
Laura A. Van Winkle.
Nancy T. Vu.
Marquietta Williams. The following graduates have earned a Master of Laws in Admiralty.
Mariano Enrique Herrera Halfin. The following graduates have earned a Master of Laws.
Anayansi Arias Conrad. The following graduates have earned a Master of Laws in Energy and Environmental Law.
Elizabeth Brago Boateng. The following graduates have earned a Juris Doctor.
Olivia Frances Acuna.
Ashley Lynn Adams.
Megan Marie Baca.
Matthias Groening Bartlett.
Cameron Wells Bertrand.
Martin Alexander Cercerio.
Lillian R. Cutter.
Ryan Oliver John Didion.
Briar Louise Falgoust.
John Michael Falgout.
Jamie Lynn Falgu.
Jordan Krista Johnson.
Pablo Isaza. Kelsey K. Johnson.
Megan Sherry Hodge.
Paul Denham Kiefer.
Bridget Kathleen Lamond.
Tanisha Naomi Manning.
Connor Mulvey.
Constantina Price.
Caroline Mary Russ.
Peter Christopher Rathmel.
She's next. Laurel Lynn Sheridan.
Jessica Irene Sawyer. John Michael Range Sitton.
Margaret Mary Stando.
J. Jared Vega Jr.
Richard Schuyler Wagner.
Okay, so I gotta get out of here.
The following. Oh, we're doing liberal arts.
The School of Liberal Arts, represented by Dean Brian Edwards.
The following graduates have earned a Doctor of Philosophy.
Dr. Brigham Cody Walker, hooded by Dr. Mary Olson.
Dr. Suzanne Roche Hackett.
Hooded by Dr. Ana Lopez.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Arts.
Jacqueline Serena Adira Daddario.
Matthew Edwin Daddario.
Jane Woodard Hawthorne.
Abby Mabai.
Barbara Xavier Franca.
Leah Sarah Abacassis.
Bailey Jane Alexander.
John Harris Alexander.
Want to switch?
Lauren Mackenzie Allen.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Arts.
Graham Andre.
Caroline Sophia Applefield.
Tamar Leora Aronson.
Olivia C. Rose Aravilo.
Emily Jean Baldridge.
Isabella Iris Barnhill.
Sarah Waitman.
Idiot.
Alexander Benjamin.
Matthew Nicholas Baum.
Frederick Dwayne Bell Jr.
Nikitia Burko.
Daniel Berkowitz.
Torsten Prowse Blue.
Samantha Andy Bizanov.
Ross C. Berlin.
Luciano Marchio.
Dara Jordan Blatais.
Talia Sharon Boninger.
John Michael Buskowski.
Raisi Susanna Bieswicks.
Kennedy Kathleen Cameron.
Avery Kiernan Carlson.
Ivan N. Castillo.
Andrew Jan Cerise.
Sonali Sita Chadha.
Antigone Rose Marie Clark.
Kira Sarah Clark.
Alisa Doreen Clune.
Wendy Rachel Cohen.
Molly Frances Cohn.
Jake Lawrence Colazo.
Michaela Casarda Connor.
Theodore George Koutsoros.
Kevin M.A. Frito.
Kayla Ashley Kutno.
Julieta Dalmo.
Caroline Gail Delangelo.
Hannah Ponte Cutler.
E. Lodge Deal.
Claire McGregor Demarest.
Simon Drakeford.
Shay McKinley Dobson.
Abigail Lewis Dolan.
Nicholas Saybold Dorsey.
Jonathan Herbert Gutman.
Georgia Kate Edelstein. Lauren Elizabeth Gaines.
Catherine Rose Kennewell.
Alexandra Jordan Kaiser.
Chase Reed Iserman.
Alexandra John Elam.
Laurel Beth Ettinger.
Julia Christina Farrow.
Mia Rachel Edelson.
Anna Morgan Fish.
Alex Joseph Fisher.
Bianca Falanga.
Luella W. Fitzgerald.
Maisie Jewel Gellert.
Rachel Jennifer Levy.
Olivia Grace Epstein.
Amy E. Zach.
Zoe Alexa Pilar.
Megan Toddfield.
Lily Beth Cohen.
Sophie Antoinette Frazier.
Pavan Sai Venkat Guduri.
Erica Jill Court.
Nicolette Rebecca Ellie.
Paige Nicole Goldfarb.
Christian Alexander Hyde.
Olivia Grace Henderson.
David Vance Kaplan.
Samantha Netananya Gaynor.
Meredith L. Galanti.
Ruby Leah Davis.
Catherine Amelia Moransky.
Joseph Nicholas Sotile.
Daniel Victor Henschel.
Cimarron Singh Jan.
Satchel Naomi Joseph.
Sarah Elizabeth Jones.
Zachary Clark Kanzler.
Omar Magded Kamel Musa.
Miles Edwin Hopkins.
Alexander James Kaufman.
Olivia Grace Smith.
Olivia Grace Katz.
Truman Solomon Sachs Dunn.
Christina Miles Edmonds.
Sophie Elizabeth Kenny. Samantha L. Kerbel.
Jillian Rose Keys.
Caroline Elizabeth Cole.
Corey Jordan Capel.
Christina Maria Chrisberg.
Carly Rose Lacoste.
Ella Nicole Lambert.
Matthew Joseph Lerner.
Nura Sabre Lambert.
Alexander John Lefebvre.
Helen Ruth Lewis.
John Patrick Lindsay.
Grayson Ford Levine.
Cotton Thomas Luby.
Samantha H. Locker.
Emily Page Lyman.
Jenna Max Lauren. Jenny Lai. Grace Miles McCauley.
Julia Nui Malakine. Connor James Naughton.
Sophia Madonna Mariani.
Zachary Owens Gandy.
Lindsay Therese Stanek.
Anastasia Razova.
Kelly Ann Ross.
Kendall Madison Gardner.
Sarah Elizabeth Goche.
Anna Lucia Jumona Laro.
Hayden Nicole Gibson.
Zachary Austin Goldstein.
Daniel May Goldaber.
Jacqueline Ann Goris.
Cameron Nicole Gordon.
Lexi Morgan Greenwald.
Fiona Aiko Gratval. Elizabeth Love Griffin.
Bailey June Hall.
Noah Eagleson Hazard.
Jillian Rose Halper.
It's Viraya.
Bariah Nicole Hamblin.
Jillian Carol Hansen.
Emily Jean Hart.
Zachary T. Hanusek.
Richard Michael Herman.
Randall Clark Harvey.
Madeline Brooke Haynes.
Catherine Mary Herman.
Aubrey Jean Herman.
Stephen Brett Reynolds Jr.
Anna Pally Jewell.
Katrina Elise Lay.
Benjamin Miles High.
Thomas Nelson Knight.
Later, later, idiot.
Elizabeth O'Rourke.
Jesse Lee.
Julia Michelle Green.
Evan David Lieberman.
Madeline Sarah Mark.
Talia Mendel.
Philippa Rego Paulson. Ariel J. Shirazi.
Jordan Ariel Lustig. Elijah Ben Malkin.
Lucy Rose Lorberbaum.
Lily Annette Cower.
Benjamin Coleman Sachs.
Hallie Rose Mason.
Isabella Marie Mastandino.
Samuel Jonah Siegel.
Isabella Rawson Mathis.
Kyle Thomas McIntyre.
Lauren Elizabeth Menzie.
Tyler W. Kaufman.
Kylie Elizabeth McNamara.
Rowan Luck McConville.
Joseph Reagan Merkel.
Stephen Martin Milner.
Eve Gilbert Morris.
Hannah Lily Moses.
Tawella Margaret Montali.
Ishanya Naran.
Molly Gabrielle Norian.
Jessica Brooke Novi.
Cassidy Louisa Oberleitner.
Rebecca Ann Paul.
Mark Reeder. Kennedy Nicole Pivnik.
Catherine Lane Parker. Natalie Rich.
Emma Hubbard Ragsdale.
Talia Ann Raymer.
Emily Ray Thorpe.
Justin Stewart Reed.
Benjamin S. Robinson.
Noah Ian Shapiro.
Jacob Ian Schulman.
Blake Alexander Siegel.
Laurel Eve Rosenbaum.
Kira Barrett Rosner.
Sarah Caroline Ruffin.
Hannah Elizabeth Russell.
Matthew Michael Saletta.
Paul Hector Leonard Sand.
Kelly Ray Colligan.
Matthew Jefferson.
Jane Elizabeth Schachterson.
Emma Rose Scott.
Julian Sergeant Reynolds III.
Cameron Poole.
Mary Leona Quinlan.
Ella Rose Swimmer.
Maya Casey Rubin.
Maya Schwartz.
Rachel Audrey Safe.
Jordan Amanda Tuckman.
Isabella Scott.
Sarah Ann Scribner.
Andrew Lewis Jr.
Clifford Morton Soloway.
Kiara Marie Sparks.
Catherine A. Spears.
Zoe Juliet Stutman.
Jennifer Emma Martin.
Sky Elizabeth Summers.
Eleni Sakalakis.
Rebecca K. Sprague.
Erica Lynn Taft.
Noah Philip Staffa.
Margaret Ann Phillips.
Laura Elizabeth Starr. Connor Easton Taub.
Andrew John Tannett.
Taylor Hodge.
Dorothy Renee Matheson Slater.
Shamat Mohammed Udin.
Susanna Finch Theos.
Karen Rachel Vidalewski.
Samuel Anthony Vallone.
Elizabeth Claire Vidrine.
Vanessa Ann Vogel.
Julia Koch.
Atalanta Beatrice von Don Scholenberg.
Lauren Adela Waldman.
Adam Joseph Sung.
Jake Galaboy.
Samantha Hill Laboon.
Shannon Schaefer Walsh.
Theodore Atticus Wolf.
Justin Wayne Walton.
Fabian L. Woodard.
Matthew Weber III.
Madeline Quinn Wilson.
Sophia Helena Zemzer.
Juhar Marina Wirku. Juhara Marina Wirku.
Gabriella Michelle Zimbalist.
Julia Abigail Kahn.
Jennifer Brown.
Emma Catherine Hopkins.
Marissa Caroline Wesker.
Okay, it's the last one.
Jacob Andreas Zach Winch.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Elizabeth Rose Hopman.
Emma Marks Conroy.
Warren Joseph Greenwood III.
Maya Isabel Brotherton Clapper.
Alexander Towes Lawton. The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science.
Emma Rachel Burns.
Jack Richardson Bishop.
Daniel Yitzhak Cohen.
Griffin Nicholas Hart.
Francesca Juliana Marie Hickey.
Carolyn Ann Carruthers.
Jack Ethan Cherney.
Ruby Elizabeth Murfield.
Elena Maria Palmisano.
The School of Medicine, represented by Dean Lee Ham.
The following graduates have earned a Doctor of Philosophy.
Dr. Brandon Joe Bedingfield, hooded by Dr. Robert Gary.
Dr. Andrew Robert Hoffman, hooded by Dr. Robert Gary.
Dr. Yu Lu, hooded by Dr. Ming Lee.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Science.
Heyday Beam Fei, Holu Kimi, Ha De Tular.
Alicia Lynette Bouligny.
Shrichi Panjay Desai.
Saloni Jain.
Tala Nikala Malui.
Stephen Lee Medarev.
Zia Rose Rady.
Jasmine Ala Eldin Hussein Ahmed Rashad.
Eric Tran.
Derek Paul Willits.
Social work, social work. Master's, doctorate. The following graduates have graduated from the School of Social Work.
And have earned a doctorate.
Who's the dean? I know.
Something that would.
I'll take it. The following graduates have earned a Doctor of Social Work.
Sheila Rivers.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Social Work.
Jade Nuju Anisha.
Tanya Michelle Brown.
Elizabeth Holden Krigler.
Yakisha Nicole Govan Sykes.
Tali Horn.
Jordan Danielle Johnson.
Cherise Lynn Kunkel.
Diamond Perry Nicholson.
Lauren Kennedy Ryan.
Heather Rutledge Weems.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Arts from Newcomb Tulane College.
Newcomb Tulane College, represented by Dean Lee Skinner.
We're going too fast, faster than the voice of God.
Erica Darlene Hansel.
Tyler John Michael Johnson.
Theodore J. Preboy. The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science.
Daryl Brandon Owens.
The School of Professional Advancement, represented by Dean Suri Deitch.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Liberal Arts.
Teresa R. Glissman.
Meredith Grace Lapierre.
Isley Sarah Lundgren.
Keyshawn McLeod.
Tammy and Naramore.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Professional Studies.
Jennifer Christina Handley.
William Joseph Keller.
Andrea Leah Musajeski.
Geraldine Laura Neville.
Irene Antoinette Noel.
Dana Rashun Ray.
Thomas Wayne Stubbs Jr.
Itara Uma Sumeros.
Michael Zung Tran. The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Arts.
We gotta slow down. We gotta slow down for that. I don't have a fire marshal here.
Oh, we're good. We go home and school.
Can I read it? No. Okay. Jonathan Matthew Ulisich.
Solomon M. Burke.
Elsa Nicosta Carrington.
Yolanda Antoinette Jackson.
Lakila Shante Jones.
Therese Marie Kenner.
Lillian E. Maldonado Garcia.
Candace Klein Mathis.
Tanya A. Matos Lozano.
Catherine Faith Mitchell.
Michael Daniel Purcell.
Holly Kubiak Rosas.
Madison Abigail Stockton.
Kagan Silsey Taylor.
Robert Brian Wallet.
Tanel Davis.
Terry Terrell Spriggs.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science.
Christopher John Louvier.
Jack Raynor Reynolds.
Joseph Winston Uritich.
The following graduates have earned an Associate of Arts.
Wendy Marie Cobb.
Ria Lynn Johnson.
Erin Christine Turcutt.
The following graduates have earned a certificate in Human Resource Development.
Sarah Madeline Springler.
The School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, represented by Dean Thomas Leviste.
The following graduates have earned a Doctor of Philosophy.
Dr. Christian Jacques Jenis, hooded by Dr. John J. Lafante.
Dr. Annie Laurie Glover, hooded by Dr. Jane Bertrand.
Dr. Zhang Li, hooded by Dr. Lu Qi.
Dr. Mary Christina Wharton, hooded by Dr. Lizinshi.
Dr. Soo Yun Yu, hooded by Dr. David Hotchkiss.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Science.
Samantha Lynn Onesto.
Christopher Pottle.
Ling Tian.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Health Administration.
Kristen Noel Aria.
Camille Greer Best.
Alexandra Lakota.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Public Health.
Kayor Juji Kuldari.
Jidan Liu.
Gary Lee Mullins.
Floris Numbi Kashidne.
Neha Opadia.
Onoja Frederick Okwori.
Matthew Jordan Taylor.
Shiji Wang.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Public Health and Tropical Medicine.
Alexandros Nikolaos Felber Pavlakis.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Science in Public Health.
Rachel Marie Denny.
Xingyang Li.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science in Public Health.
Ashley Page Alnwick.
Jessica Emily Andres.
Saba Ali Barry.
Julia Bataille.
Chloe Billingsley.
Samantha Joy Blinder.
John Reed Bowman.
Benjamin Ray Bratcher.
Reagan Avery Carmina.
Catherine Artemis Rollins.
William Gabriel Cohen.
Delaney Ann Connor.
Maya Esperanza Crane.
Bridget Ellen Dixon.
Sissy Davis.
Ashwin Michael Dekana.
Melissa Jukich.
Savannah Hayes Jossie.
Evan Edward Dooms.
Allison Mary Foster.
Adina Ronit Goldberg.
Anya Sarah Gupta.
Leonardo Dominique Gutierrez.
Dana Michelle Herbsman.
Ryan Philip Hirschkraft.
Grace Marie Hindmarch.
Annie Bardwell Hollister.
Christian Sayre Hooks.
William Brinton Hoover.
Sadie Austin Hurwitz.
Tanya Sarah Isaac.
Tara Ivich Pavlich.
Mariah Blake Jacobs.
Melissa Allen Rosenthal.
Victoria Ann Rose.
Lily Anna Jimenez.
Ian Botcher Juslow.
Jordan Patrick Crum.
Beatrice Normani Angeles Lau.
Haley Alexandra Lewis.
Marcy Rachel Lowenstein.
Chloe Lucatorto.
Abigail Hannah Malkin.
Catherine Manina.
Alexis Christine Johnson Martin.
Kyla Michelle Magruder.
Joy Kian Pate.
Isabel Suzanne Meads.
Jessica Brooke Meister.
Megan Blair Edelstein.
Carolyn Margaret Moore.
John Robert McClure.
Carolyn Mary Morehouse.
Suri Nuriam Pandit.
Margaret Ellis O'Donnell.
Rowan Elizabeth Paylor.
Erin Elizabeth Mundy.
Megan Ray Amira.
Marina Elise O'Brien.
Nalani Mera Phim.
Sarah Jane Robertson.
Anna Catherine Platt.
Abigail Lauren Merrill.
Sophie Lane Rosenberg.
Erica Morgan Rossner.
Zara Saifuddin.
Juliana Senarami.
Sarah Louise Schlossberg.
Isabel Ann Sharp.
Sydney Ryan Shea.
Zanub Kausir Sherwani.
Madison Mary Silver.
Brooke Abby Smith.
Isabella Mel Smith.
Timothy Francis Duchaney Smith.
Sarah Josephine Stoltman.
Claire Marie Sutherby.
Olivia Whitefield Thurmond.
Julie Titu Tran.
Sasha Kate Truscott.
Julia Renee Tucci.
Isabella Mary Van Savage.
Sydney Alden McClure Young.
The School of Science and Engineering represented by Associate Dean Marie DeLay.
The following graduates have earned a Doctor of Philosophy.
Dr. Carrie Andia Nicole LeBlanc, hooded by Dr. Russell Schmel.
Dr. Grant Lee Weiss, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Tasker.
The following graduates have earned a Master of Science.
Laura Caitlin Clark.
Allison Rose Cunningham.
Ashton Gallagher Emard.
Jamie Gabrielle Francois.
Justin Kyung Long Young. Robert Frederick Ontiveros Jr. Just keep on reading. Amanda Ringland. Santiago León Sanchez. The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science in Engineering. I'm going to read from the same mic. Timothy J. Out.
Caleb Michael Branch.
Danielle Simone Broussard.
Dominique Amedeo Castelnuovo.
Clayton John Chamsness.
Sarah Elizabeth Chiariello.
Amy A. Despangi.
Chase Alexander Dumit.
Jonathan Ian Elias.
Diego Rodrigo Gatica Portillo.
Kyle Patrick Grasser.
Cole Joseph Grishop.
Stephen Eric Hahn.
George Zachary Hartfield.
Dylan Fisher Hecht.
Cameron Elizabeth Kane.
Patrick A. Kimmis.
John David Kubisin.
Michael Patrick Lecuyer.
Jackson Taylor Levine.
Ryan Pauly Liberman.
Dylan Anderson Lucia.
Colette Nicole McGarvey.
Mustafa Maselli.
Dominique Denny Moore.
Dylan Christopher Muller.
Samuel Alexander Murphy.
Deepika Rajkumar.
Alexander Benjamin Simon.
Jordan T. Robinson.
Audrey Lynn Schreiner.
Ariju Manoj.
Jeremy Chinwe Ori.
Upurv Srivastav.
Everett Ferrick Shapiro.
Matthew C. Testore.
Alexandra R. Verne.
Max David Wendell.
Lauren Elizabeth White.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Science.
O'Brien Bale Ali.
Jacqueline Rose Kulaks.
Jacqueline Lily Feldman.
Emma Balkind.
Shamir Amir Hashmat.
Iretiolu Akinrin Ada.
Margot Michelle Armfield.
John Carl Begley.
Brandon S. Burchak.
Madeline LaFleur Billiod.
Hannah Lee Bond.
Martin Luke Bravo.
Jamie Elizabeth Addis.
You want that for breakfast?
Jacqueline Nicole Broccoli.
Children. Allison Renee Shilton.
Jacob Gabrielle Broussard.
Madison May Brown.
Albert James Howell.
Christina Nicole Campbell.
Mia Elizabeth Capone.
Colette Divine Carroll.
Alexandra Jean Cephalou.
Kelly Nyok Chow.
Maya Lee Childs.
Ross Christopher Clark.
Zeta James Clark.
Lauren Elise Clement.
Madison Schuyler Colfax.
Alyssa Shanna Commenter.
Alexander Cotran Lenro.
J. Sam Cross Jr.
Madison Christy Cummings.
Hanson Gao Dai.
Elise Lane Dalton.
Asha Dash.
Maya David.
Let me change this one more time.
Margaret Lewis Davenport.
Mamie Frances Fielder.
Lauren Elizabeth Deerdorf.
Morgan Elizabeth Dillman.
Here we go.
Sanjana Iswar.
Isabel Caroline Everett.
Alexander Justice Fagree.
Kira Elizabeth Farley.
Lauren Emily Fleming.
Alexander Miles Friedman.
Shay Lauren Meredith.
Eva Maglia.
Paige Annabelle Fatland.
Mary Snellings Wilcox Inabanet.
Rachel Helen Mel.
Henry Lewis Greenblatt.
Kayla Pauline Friedman.
Sophia May Froberg.
Gabriella Natasha Ganor.
Benjamin Aaron Gertz.
Robert Jonah Gilkison.
Emily Marguerite Redman.
Derby Alice Gill.
Sarah Ong.
Mary Grace Goldberg.
Elise Victoria Goff.
Haley Michaela Goodrich.
Alex Michael Gomez.
Grant Jason Goodman.
Josephine Audrey Gotspiner.
Ashling Finn Grant.
Georgia Gray.
Alex Joseph Barad.
Jean Chrysanthopoulos.
Jackson Kaufman.
Max Zolberg.
Brooke Nicole Londrano.
Catherine Ogden McDonald.
Claire Elizabeth Golba.
Ashita Gulati.
Adriana Sophia Amador Rodriguez.
Jason Alex Hyman.
Sarah Grace Guillaume.
Simona Isabel Scheiber.
Rebecca Emily Silver.
Alexis Blair Rubin.
Molly Lauren Rosenstein.
Skylar Gina Schomburg.
Orly T. Lutwig.
Amelia Nordgren.
Catherine Eliza Kincaid.
Celia Violet Main.
Autumn Nieves.
Rudolph Jacob Neustadt.
Sophia Meinheit Miller.
Helen Sonia Wireback.
Josephine Beth Larkin.
Zoe Hannah Tonkelrot.
Anne Kathleen True.
Dylan Lim Cantor.
Emma Christine Miller.
Austin Lee Woosley.
Anjali Patel.
Caroline Sarah Payton.
Mayan Eden Schmidt.
Pucell. Jenna Claire Pucell.
Stevie Lee Plisner.
Jacqueline K. Hornung.
Ilana Seidel. Danielle Anna Kopitman.
Devin Jessica Rosen.
Rebecca Joy Maline.
Jacqueline Carmen Merez.
Lauren Brooke Perlmutter.
Amir Rizek Shalabi.
Paul Anthony Trujillo.
Leela Alexis Hill.
Corey Israel Fine.
Edward Mason Holer.
Brendan Michael Grant.
Rachel Maria Hipple.
Dylan Dustin Howell.
Annika Jane.
Abigail Christine Hardy.
Ramsey Mylan Jensky.
Pranshi Junea.
Victoria Marie Topham.
Molly McHenry Kaiser.
Matthew L. Herchef.
Tristan Jane Wong.
Leah Vinay Vidia.
Colby William Lejeune.
Conrad Alexander Leonick.
Ariana Marabani.
Ashley Nicole St. Martin.
Michael Brian Urowski.
Shreya Reggie Tallis.
Juliet A. Hervich.
Emmanuel Ziva Rosenthal.
Samuel Reiner.
Dylan Lloyd Pignon.
Macy Ray Komnick.
Riley W. Sinnott.
Sarah Dale Medina.
Alex James Schmoller.
Nicholas James Vogler.
Shane Evan Westerfer.
Elizabeth R. Patchell.
Samantha Evelyn Nurple.
Isabel Margaret Mays.
Samia Rebecca Sabir.
Danielle Elizabeth O'Brien.
Charlotte Swarna Pearson.
Sophia Eudoxia Marathonitis.
Eleanor Clementine Ann Newland.
Lydia May Personius.
Mason Riley O'Connor.
Micah John Silver.
Hanyan Wang.
The following graduates have earned a Bachelor of Arts.
Kayla Sydney Fox.
Alejandro Garcia.
Hannah Emily Litt.
Rachel Lene Devine.
Good job.
Laura Rose Palladino.
The 15th president of Tulane University, Michael A. Fitz.
So congratulations! Let's give the class of 2020 a round of applause again. So members of the platform party, could you please join me at the front of the stage? All right. So, class of 2020, you are graduates of Tulane University, which means there is only one thing left to do. We're going to do a roll wave on 3. Ready? Ready on the roll wave. 1, 2, 3. Roll wave! Congratulations! And to borrow a phrase from Doug Hurley as he launched into space, class of 2020, let's light this candle.
Tulane University's commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Congratulations to all of our graduates, and roll wave!